Clint, what have you seen as far as their D-line? They're in the top part of the Big 12 as far as getting to the quarterback.
It kind of happens with the way games go for them. Their statistics are kind of, misleading because how they play offensively, and they get up and then teams have to throw the ball. So you're like, oh, you can't really run it on them, but that's just because teams have to throw it when they're down. And they do a good job of getting after the pass rusher. He's always had good pass rushers, and this is no exemption this year. So.
A lot of national attention on this game, and game is going to be in here. As a player, do you buy into any of the hype with that, or is it just another game?
Well, I've been a part of some game days before, and obviously there's more attention to it. But when it comes down to it, you're still out there playing against other kids your age, and just you're playing football. So that's when it really comes down to the meat of it. It's still football.
Who should the guest picker be this week?
Bob Herschel, that's what I think. That's my guess.
Not the way I think.
What a kiss up.
I'm always broke.
No, Brad Paisley obviously would be one that would come to mind. Jed Jerko is a local celebrity, so there's plenty of them to pick, but we'll see.
What's it say about the direction of these programs? Because last year, you two met down in Fort Worth, 3-5. Both teams ended up 4-8. This year, same week, you got College Game Day coming to Morgantown.
It reminds you a lot of like the Auburn, Missouri SEC championship. Both teams were 4-8 the year before, and then they're making. And so it's similar to that, and just shows each year is different. How much turnaround can happen, and obviously they're playing well on offense. Boykin going back and forth between wide receiver and quarterback last year has probably helped him out a lot. Gave him a different perspective of playing the position, and he's doing great. And they got a lot of playmakers, a lot of speed on offense, and they're going to be great defensively every year. So it's it's no surprise.
Do you see a lot of similarities in the improvement of Boykin and your own personal improvement this year?
He's a lot faster than me. That's one thing. But obviously we're both playing better. I attribute mine to my teammates and everyone else around me playing better, but obviously he's stepped up his game tremendously, and it'll be a good challenge.
Clint, everybody talks about the lack of rivalries in college football right now. Could this become a rivalry? You guys have played 2 overtime games and
I didn't
came
know.
in at the same time. And
that probably has something to do with it. I wasn't here for the first one, but I forgot about that. That was a great game, and then last year was another good one. We both come in at the same time, kind of the newcomers. I could potentially see it. Obviously, it's still at the beginning of the third game we played. So.
Do you think you guys need one? I mean, you don't have the pick game anymore.
I think we need to get those back. Obviously, I think we need to get Pitt and Marshall and Virginia Tech and those guys back on the schedule. It makes everything better in Maryland, But obviously, in-conference rival games are good for you too, and this could potentially be one. And if it is, it's definitely good for both schools.
Tell us about, as much as you can, what was the significance of that animal on the board last week?
The what?
The animal, like the anteater looking thing on the board?
I don't even.
Holgerson laughed about it, but he was afraid to tell us the quote long story about it.
I'm not sure if he told me what it was. I know there's certain things mean certain, but that one, I'm not sure what that one meant. I know what the other ones mean, but that one, I think he picked some random ones, and I think that was a random one. But most of them have a specific thing that they mean, but I didn't get that one either.
Because one was in Maryland was for Scott Mampel.
Yeah.
And some of these, I guess, are coaches' inside jokes,
that
right?
might have been a coach's inside joke, so I don't know.
Anything funny about the other ones?
I've been a part of a couple of them. Obviously, I can't get too detailed because they do have a lot to do with what we're calling on offense. So we'll just leave it at that.
He said that sometimes you get more into running the team than into playing the game. And do you find that? And he says that he just talk to you a little bit about going out there and being a player. Is there anything to that?
Oh well, he hasn't really. We haven't gotten into that too much. I thought for the most part he's been pretty happy with the way we played and the way I've been conducting the offense. But there's just a kind of a gray area between me and him between what he calls and what needs to be called out on the field that I have to make up in my mind. So obviously it's not going to be perfect all the time, but me and him try to get together as much as we can and to get on the same plane of thought. And for the most part, I thought we have been doing pretty well, but we just got to get better, I guess.